Hello everyone, welcome back to Come Sit at My Table. We are Tom and Melissa and we are thrilled that you have joined us for this video. Today we are making baked onions. Now this is a recipe that we have been making for more than 20 years. We made it a lot when our children were small and our kids loved this dish. So let's talk about what you're going to need to make baked onions. I will tell you that our preference is to use Vidalia onions for this, but we can only get Vidalia onions in our part of the country for a very short time frame. So today, instead of Vidalia onions, we are just using a sweet onion. They are large, they're big onions, but they're just a sweet onion. If you can get Vidalias, I highly recommend them. They just have a little bit of a sweeter flavor, but any large sweet onion will do. You're also going to need some beef bouillon. You only need 1 bouillon cube per onion that you're going to make, but you do have to have that. That's where the flavor comes from. And this bouillon cube kind of gives this dish a like a French onion soup flavor. Now, of course, we're not putting the cheese and the bread like you would have on a French onion soup, but it does have that flavor. So you have to use the beef bouillon cubes. And then you need butter. And don't be shy with the butter. Now, as you can see back here, I have already made 2 of these, and we're getting ready to do a third one. We're doing 3 today because our youngest daughter is coming by and having lunch with us. We're going to work on some wedding plans and she's going to eat lunch with us. So we're making 3 today. I already have 2 of those ready. All I have done is cut the top off my onion, and you can see that I've just cut the top off so it's flat on top. And now I'm going to cut off the root end, but I don't want to take the whole root off. I just want to take the root that's sticking out off of there. And I want to make it flat so that it will set up really well. That's all you have to do on the bottom. Then you're going to take a spoon or a melon baller. I prefer to use a melon baller, but you can just use a teaspoon if you don't have a melon baller. And you're going to take a scoop right out of the middle of your onion. Get that piece over there out of the way. Now, I see that we have a little bit of a brown spot right there. So I'm just going to go in there and dig that out. That will not hurt anything at all. In fact, I might have to use my knife to get that out of there. But you don't want that in there. That would not bake up and taste very good. So there you can see I just took that out of there. Now, after you get the center taken out of your onion, you're going to slice down through it about halfway or a little more. You can see that I have not gone all the way down. I've only gone part of the way down and stopped. Now we're going to turn it and cut down through it the other way so that now we have 4 sections. Now we want to cut down through each of those. So I'm going to go halfway between that one, and you can see I'm only cutting part way down. Don't go all the way to the bottom. You want it to stay together. And again, this way. And we're just going to cut part way down. Now, here comes the butter. You want to take some butter, and I'm just going to use my fingers, and you want to take a pretty good sized piece. Don't be shy with the butter. And you want to push it down into the center and make sure it gets into all those cut places. You want that butter to melt and run right down into, I'm going to use a little bit more. You don't want to be shy with it. That's going to make part of your juice or your broth on your onions. So just push it down in there. Now it might push the sections of your onion apart a little bit, that's okay. That way the heat can get down in there and that butter can melt and come down in between there. Okay, I'm going to have to get the butter off my fingers, and I don't want to waste any of that, so I'm going to scrape that off. Let me get the butter off. And now all we need is one beef bouillon. So we'll take one of those. Now, you know, I guess you could use more than one if you like it really strong, but we have always just put one bouillon cube per onion. Just open that up and push that right down in the center of that butter. And you want it down in there so it will melt when that butter starts to melt. Okay, I'm going to move all of this out of the way. By the way, that piece of onion that I cut out of the top, I'm just going to put right back in there. It will bake up with the rest of it. Now, we need a piece of foil. You're going to put your onion in the middle. Let's get this out of the way. And you want to gather this up around your onion, but not tight. You want room for that juice to accumulate around your onion. So I'm just going to pull this up and fold it maybe twice. You want it sealed well because you do not want the juice evaporating. You don't want that broth evaporating off of your onion. You want it to accumulate in there. Then I'm going to go from one side and I'll just kind of wrap that up a little bit. You can see that I've left plenty of room in there for that broth to accumulate. Do the same thing with the other side. And put that on my sheet. Now, we are going to put this into a 375 degree oven, and we will let it bake for anywhere from an hour to an hour and a half. Sometimes, depending on your onion, it will be ready in an hour. But most of the time, it needs a little more. So usually we bake it for about an hour and a half. If at an hour and a half, you still think they're not quite soft enough, leave it in for another 15 minutes or so and just keep checking it. The problem is that once you open your foil packet, then you're going to lose that steam and it's going to have to start heating up all over again. So I would suggest you probably start with an hour and 15, hour and 30 minutes at least, and then check it. The onion is going to be very, very soft when it's ready. It's not going to be mushy, but it will be soft. So let's put it in and get these started. Now, we will be back when these are ready. It'll probably be about an hour and a half, and we'll come back and let you see what they look like. We'll be back soon. Our baked onions have been in for an hour and a half, so let's take them out, check them, and see how they're doing. Now, when these come out, they are extremely hot. So you have to be careful opening them up. There's a lot of steam in them, and that steam will burn you. So just be extremely careful. You don't want to lose that juice. In fact, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to pick this up and let that juice run out first. Ouch, ouch, ouch. It is really hot.
It smells really nice.
It really does. Okay. Look at that.
That one's really falling apart.
Yeah, that looks really good. Okay, let's see if I can get it in here without making too big of a mess. Slide it right into that bowl. You know what, I'm gonna need a spoon to get that bottom loose. Oh my goodness, that smells wonderful.
The dark part's the bullion, I'm assuming.
No, I think that's just where it was on the bottom.
Okay.
Got a little brown. The bouillon has dissolved. Get rid of this. Man, that looks good.
It really does.
And at the counter where I got a little juice on it, a little broth. All right. Are you going to try a bite of this?
I'm going to wait because I'm afraid I'll burn my mouth.
I know.
I'll do it in a minute.
And we will actually eat these with our lunch when our daughter gets here. Oh man, I wish you all could smell this. It smells so good. I'm gonna eat that bite right there. That piece looks so good. I don't know if I can get it loose. There we go. That might be too big.
Especially with it that hot.
Yeah. Can you see the steam coming off of it? Ouch, that's hot. Okay. I don't know if I can do this. It is really hot. By the way, an hour and a half is just about right. If you go much less than that, it may not be completely done. And you really want it to be soft like this. You want it to be falling apart. And I guess, I don't think I mentioned this. This goes really well with any beef dish. And that's probably because of the beef bouillon cube you used. It's got that beef flavor. So it doesn't matter. We've even had this with cheeseburgers. You know, grill up some cheeseburgers and have this as a side dish. Or pot roast, or steaks. Oh man, it's great with grilled steaks. But it goes good with other things too. We're having it today with a roasted chicken. Goes good with pork chops, that kind of stuff. So it really goes with just about anything.
It's a versatile side.
Yeah, it is. Okay, here we go. That is delicious. I'll tell you what makes it so good. This right here. That broth. It's the juice off the onions, that butter, and beef bouillon cube. And man, that is so good. All right, I'm not eating the rest of this because I'm going to have it when our daughter gets in. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you'll try these baked onions. If you can get Vidalias, use those. If not, any sweet onion works. This was just a sweet onion that we got at Walmart. If you have not already, we would appreciate you clicking the subscribe button and the little notification bell. And we would appreciate you clicking the thumbs up, the like button. Every time we get a like, that just helps us get more viewers because we get posted more on Facebook. Or on YouTube, not Facebook. Anyway, we do appreciate you watching our videos. And remember, you are always welcome to come sit at my table. Have a great day.